Coming up tonight on the news, after around 70 shots were fired in the Haymarket, a man is now facing charges.
Plus, Lincoln Littles is implementing an emergency notification system that's the first of its kind in the nation.
Also, arrests have been made after a body was found in a ditch in Lancaster County. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Friday. We begin, though, with your weather tonight.
Yeah, Rusty has been tracking the potential for storms in our area this evening, so let's see how things stand now and what we can expect moving forward. Rusty?
Just about 15 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm watch was issued for southeastern Nebraska, and it does go into parts of Kansas, and that goes until midnight tonight. So here's what it looks like. This is in effect until midnight, and it does include the capital city, it does include areas like Beatrice, Omaha, and surrounding areas. So this is, we're just kind of on the northern fringe of this, and we'll kind of look at the radar. You can see the storm starting to fire up there on the other side of Hebron. Temperatures are much warmer in southeastern Nebraska, much cooler to the north and west. There's a cold front that goes right through the middle of from about Norfolk to Hebron. So that's where the cold front is at, and as that moves east, it will pop up some thunderstorms. Now, Beatrice right now just looking at partly cloudy skies. Schoen's Roofing at South 6th Street and Perkins is a quiet one, and we could see some storms later, because you notice it's 84 in Beatrice but 72 in Sutton. And I'll zoom out and show you that there you go. There's the cold front right there from Lincoln, Hebron west. Much cooler air, and notice there's even some 30s and 40s off to the west, but 80s in southeast Nebraska. So because of that cold front and because of the warm moist air, we have a chance for some storms. You can see them popping up already over by Concordia, and those storms are going to be making their way north and east into that severe thunderstorm watch box area. So that's something we are keeping a very close eye on. So the precipitation chances, and thankfully we have precipitation chances. I know all of us would love some rain right now, and we have a decent chance, not just tonight with these strong storms, but more chances as we head through the day tomorrow. But just about the entire evening has a chance for some strong storms. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Rusty. Thanks for keeping us updated. In crime news tonight, we have an update on a body found in a ditch in southwest Lancaster County earlier this week.
Today, the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office says they've identified the man as an Omaha homicide victim, and arrests have been made. Channel 8's Matthew Mitlider joins us now with the very latest details. Matthew?
Authorities say 68-year-old Gary Liu is the man found in a ditch just a few miles outside of Crete on the edge of Lancaster County. The body was found on Tuesday morning when two workers drove past and saw it on the side of the road.
The sheriff's office says Gary Liu was identified after an autopsy on Wednesday. Following that, investigators spoke with family members in Omaha at Liu's home near 156th and Dodge Streets. They say suspicions arose during the visit, and authorities determined Liu had been a victim of a homicide about a month ago. The sheriff's office says Liu's body had been, quote, disposed of in Lancaster County sometime after his death. The body was found on Southwest 128th between Highway 33 and West Martell Road.
There was a crew that were working on the farmland down there, building some terraces, and they were driving some heavy equipment, which was a little higher viewpoint than most motorists who would drive down the road. So one of the operators of that equipment was able to see the body that had been placed in the ditch.
The investigation has been turned over to the Omaha Police Department, who investigated the scene at Liu's house.
A crime scene was located at Gary's house at that 15318 Douglas Circle. Our crime lab and forensics, as well as detectives, processed that scene, collected evidence, and that will be later released in court.
On Friday morning, Omaha police say they made 4 arrests in connection to the death. 37-year-old Christina Thornley, 37-year-old Jacob Thornley, 39-year-old Justin Thornley, and 26-year-old Braden Bongers. Police say Braden, Justin, and Jacob were arrested on suspicion of second-degree murder. Justin and Jacob were additionally arrested on suspicion of tampering with evidence and concealing a body. Christina has been accused of accessory to a felony, tampering with evidence, and concealing a body, according to authorities. Police also confirmed the suspects' relationships to Liu.
So the 4 suspects who were arrested, 3 of them are related to Gary Liu. Gary's daughter, Christina, his son-in-law, Justin, and the son-in-law's cousin, Jacob, are all related. The 4th party, Braden, is just an acquaintance.
Police say they don't yet know why the body was taken from Omaha to Lancaster County, just that Liu was placed in the ditch about a month ago. The sheriff's office says they will continue to assist in the investigation, but are now taking a secondary role as the Omaha Homicide Unit takes over.
Omaha police say there are no other suspects and they believe they've got everyone involved, so there's no danger to the community. They say they'll be releasing more updates as the investigation continues.
All right, we appreciate the update. Thank you, Matthew Medlider reporting for us. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says one person is in custody in connection to the homicide of 56-year-old Patrick Weber of Kearney.
24-year-old Cameron Rogers was arrested. Deputies say they believe he tampered with evidence relating to Weber's death. The body was found near 66th Street and Rainwood Drive. His death was ruled a homicide. Right now, Rogers is facing drug charges, but officials say more charges could be coming. And tonight we have new details after shots were fired in the Rail Yard District on April 2nd.
A Lincoln man has been arrested in connection to it. Police say they made contact with 34-year-old Lewis Benson at the scene when it happened, and they say a handgun was found with him in his car.
Police say some of the 70 shell casings found in the area later matched his gun. Police found 2 cars riddled with bullet holes around 2 a.m. again on April 2nd. They say Benson's car was one of them.
Now, because he is a convicted felon, he's now facing firearm charges and was booked in the county jail. Police are still looking into whether anyone else was involved with this. A person was killed early this morning after a crash with a cow, causing their vehicle to hit a tree.
It happened just after 5 a.m. on Highway 79 near County Road E, just north of Valparaiso. The Saunders County Sheriff's Office says after the car hit the cow, it left the road and then hit a tree. The victim has not been identified. Eastbound I-80 is closed between North Platte and Gothenburg.
There was a 2 semi crash that happened near Maxwell, and it caused a corrosive material to leak out of one of the trailers, but officials say there's no danger to the public. Again, westbound I-80 at Brady is open. Eastbound there is still closed, and traffic is being rerouted to Highway 30. Well, this week, senators here in Nebraska advanced 2 of the most controversial bills of the session.
As the state watches the legislature closely, many are concerned on what will happen now. Channel 8's Veronica Barreto joins us live from the newsroom with more. Veronica?
Conservative senators say the advancement of these bills is historic for our state, but others say they are trying to rush these bills as part of a national agenda. This comes after the advancement of LB 574, known as the Let Them Grow Act, that would ban gender-affirming care for minors, and after the advancement of the Heartbeat Act, which would ban abortions after cardiac activity is detected. Some senators say they are open to discuss changes in order to make these bills better.
And they continue now, again, to bring back bad legislation. And what's going to happen is the state will be involved with lawsuits if we don't fix those glitches.
Being able to sit down and talk with some people and do a few more tweaks to the bill to make it more effective and better, I'm more than willing to do. So.
Senator Michaela Kavanagh says she will now be more intense as she filibusters these bills in the legislature. And coming up at 6 o'clock, I'll have more on the efforts made by both sides on either advancing the bill or preventing it from becoming law.
Veronica, live from the newsroom tonight. Thank you very much for the update. Now we turn to emergency preparedness programs happening right here in Lincoln. We're less than 4 months into the year, and there have already been more than 100 mass shootings in the U.S.
A Lincoln nonprofit is putting preparedness first, and Channel 8's Jatine Tinsley has more on how local partnerships are making sure staff and students stay ready for emergency threats. Jatine?
And thank you, Rod. With more and more school shootings happening across the U.S., safety threats are more real than ever, and Lincoln Littles has implemented an emergency notification system that's the first of its kind in the nation. Here's how it all works. Child care providers are notified of emergency threats from a text alert system. Then they identify the child care centers that could impact. After that, they push out texts to those child care centers so the centers can begin taking next steps. This emergency notification system all started from a police officer's death in 2020.
So a few years ago, when we had the officer-involved shooting with Officer Herrera, we had child care centers that were in very close proximity that had children on the playground playing, and those child care centers did not get notified that there was an emergency in the area. And so while our schools in the area went into a safety protocol with a lockdown or a secure, our child care centers still had children out on the playground.
Child care providers are learning the same safety protocols taught in Lincoln Public Schools. And just this week, Lincoln Littles held a 2-hour training to implement the safety techniques for different threat levels. But the safety system doesn't end there. Coming up at 6, we'll have the latest on the training child care programs are receiving so that they know what to do after they get an emergency notification.
All right, Jatine Tinsley, thank you. Coming up, one Lincoln organization is recognizing the work of its volunteers.
We'll have that story and your full forecast after the break.
Those who
Well, Volunteer Appreciation Month is during the month of April, and local volunteers are finding various ways to give back to Lincoln. The Food Bank of Lincoln's fresh food truck has been making its rounds community-wide.
And they say it wouldn't be possible without volunteers to serve the community. Nationally, Volunteer Appreciation Month is highlighted, with many being recognized for their time, donations, and service. The coordinator of the Lincoln Fresh Food Truck says he sees the connections the volunteers make in the community, and that's a plus to serving families in need.
Obviously, you can donate food, you can donate your money, but one of the greatest resources we have is the time. And kind of a cool bonus of volunteering with us is you make new connections. So it's a great social experience and a great way to give back.
If you're interested, for more information on Volunteer Appreciation Month, just head to our website, klkntv.com. Union College is adding on to its campus by constructing a $13 million fitness and wellness center.
Members of the university, donors, and others signed a beam this afternoon. It's going to connect the old facility, which is also going to be renovated, to the brand new one. Now, the Fitness and Wellness Center is going to give students more indoor space to work out and stay active.
Having a really thriving wellness center encourages socialization, activity. So if you have a place to come be active together, maybe students aren't in their dorm on their phone, or it's a really place to convene. And I think that's important from a social perspective as well as an active perspective.
The fundraising goal of $13 million is nearly complete. They're just $1.5 million away from reaching it. The facility will have a weight room with machines, a turf field, a full-size basketball court, and a walking track. The facility is expected to be completed in the summer of 2024.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
April has been a very, very dry month, so the severe thunderstorm watch is good and bad. If we can get the rainfall and kind of dodge the severe aspect of this, win-win right there. But it's still a severe thunderstorm watch, and we do have chances for severe weather in the form of large hail and damaging winds. So we'll keep an eye on things. Nothing out there right now. It's in Kansas, and I'll show you that here in a second. But first, from Omaha, Lincoln, Seward, south and west towards Hebron, Fairbury, Beatrice, Crete, and into Falls City, Nebraska City, all have a chance for seeing some strong storms as we head through the evening hours. So let's look outside right now. Southeast Community College, just a mixture of clouds and a little bit of sun in some spots. So I think we saw enough sun to make the atmosphere a little unstable. And this cold front, it's a doozy. It's a strong cold front, much colder air off to the west, but 60s from Kearney, Grand Island, Central City to Columbus, and 80s southeast of there, 84 in Lincoln, 84 in Beatrice, 86 in Fairbury. So obviously two different air masses butting heads. The wind is a telltale sign too. Notice out of the south in Nebraska City, Beatrice, Lincoln, just barely, kind of in the eye here, and then everything switches out of the north, Columbus, York, even Wahoo. So the cold front is about right there, and as that cold front moves south and east, that's going to be where storms start to fire. Wind gusts still out of the north at 20 to 30 miles per hour. So as soon as this cold front moves through, it's still going to be windy. It's just going to be coming from a different direction out of the south in Falls City at 35 miles per hour. So here's the satellite and radar. You can kind of see that cold front right about there. And that's where those storms are at. Notice they're just kind of following this cold front. Storms coming up from the south and east. More activity off to the east. There's some warmer, some clear skies, some sunshine. It's actually trying to destabilize the atmosphere, and there's one severe thunderstorm warning here, just on the this side of Concordia. So overall, not much happening yet, but this is all going to be making its way along that cold front. As that cold front slides to the south and east, it'll take with it that severe chance. And then notice on the other side, rain changing to snow in the Panhandle. Just what they were hoping for. Here's Stormcast. This really will tell the tale. Here's 6:30. So this is about an hour and 15 minutes from now. Storms start to move into south central, southeastern Nebraska, and storms erupt along that cold front from Omaha down towards Beatrice. Now, as it does that, it's going to fill in, and any of these could be strong to severe, large hail, damaging wind. This is 8 p.m. There's 9 p.m. Still, I mean, we're just from Interstate 80 south. That line will then move to the east slowly. This is 10 p.m. and boy, this is much needed rainfall. Hopefully we can dodge the hail and the damaging wind, because that is some beneficial rain right there. But it's not the end of the rainfall potential. This is midnight, still some scattered showers. The severe threat stops, but the chance for rain continues. So here's the best chance for severe weather, the areas in the slight risk, and these dashes here mean that we could see wind gusts in excess of 75 miles per hour around this area. So that's the main problem, is the damaging wind, but we're also going to have a chance to see some hail, and large hail is definitely going to be an issue, and that area about 15% chance for that. So after that, we move into Saturday. Scattered showers still possible, maybe a rumble of thunder, but the severe weather threat is gone. Might even see a little snow. Let's just imagine I didn't say that. And then some light precipitation kicks on off to the east, and that should be about it as we head into Saturday night. How much rain are we looking at? Depends if you're under a thunderstorm or not. Could see 1/10 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, maybe an inch if you can get underneath one of those thunderstorms. So I hope we do. Temperatures tomorrow will be high temperatures early in the day. I'm thinking 48 degrees will be in the morning, and then temperatures will fall during the day. Northwest wind at 15 to 30 miles per hour. 7-day forecast, we bounce back nicely after that mixed precipitation chance very early Sunday. 60 degrees and then 70 on Monday. Monday's looking like a top-notch day. 80 on Tuesday, and then more rainfall chances. We're starting to get into that period of time when every few days we see rain chances, storm chances. It is spring in Nebraska, so that is commonplace. But we're going to keep an eye on that. Severe thunderstorm watch does go until midnight tonight. If anything pops up, if anything severe happens, we'll make sure you know what's going on.
Yes, you're wonderful at keeping us updated. And I know a lot of those rain chances on the 10-day are scattered and possible, but it's just such a relief to see multiple chances.
Right.
And hopefully it helps out. I know my yard desperately needs it.
I think a lot of people would agree with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you very much, Rusty. A negative day on Wall Street. The Dow falling 143 points. NASDAQ is down about 43. S&P losing 9 points. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Tonight, go inside.
Finally tonight, a years-long mission by the European Space Agency to explore Jupiter and 3 of its largest moons is now underway. The spacecraft launched this morning from Europe's spaceport in French Guiana. It's called the Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer Mission, or JUICE.
JUICE will be the first spacecraft to ever orbit a moon in our outer solar system. It's going to take 8 years for JUICE to reach Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system. JUICE will arrive, get this, they know the month, July 2031, and the spacecraft will spend about 3.5 years orbiting the gas giant and doing flybys of the moons. The moons are covered with ice, by the way, and may contain subsurface oceans potentially habitable for life. You know, we run these stories, and all 3 of us up here, hopefully you at home, find this so fascinating.
Yes,
as we get a kind of a clearer view of what's out there, right, Rusty?
Yeah, I wonder if there's life, do you think they have meteorologists up there tracking the...
I bet they do.
I would hope so.
Everybody wants to know about the weather.
Well, especially on nights like this, we could have some severe weather rolling through, so make sure you have a plan, have a way to get updated if severe weather were to happen in your area. That way you know it's coming. I know a lot of outdoor plans tonight, so if you have those outdoor plans, make sure you have a backup plan just in case. Here's what it looks like outside though right now. Not bad in Aurora. Lots of wind. It's out of the north. You can see the frontal boundary in the distance. That's what that cloud cover is. No severe weather expected in Aurora. All the activity will be in southeast Nebraska, but it is a little cooler in Aurora. Wait till you see these temperatures. They're a lot different in some spots. Cooler in others, warmer. Look at this, 68 in Columbus, 64 in Norfolk, but 85 in Beatrice, 67 in Aurora, 78 in Lincoln. We're starting to see the clouds increase. There is that severe thunderstorm watch that goes through midnight for south central and southeastern Nebraska. Strong to severe storms going to be possible in the form of hail and damaging winds. Starting to see those storms kick in just north of Concordia there, south of Grand Island. Those will be moving north and east into the watch area. It's something we're keeping a very close eye on. Then after tonight, we have temperatures much cooler tomorrow. In fact, that 48 may happen in the morning, and then we'll eventually see temperatures in the lower 40s by Saturday afternoon.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you all for joining us.
World News is next. See you back here at 6.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Need a better night's sleep? Come see us. At Comfort Made Mattress Factory, our custom-made mattresses are built to your needs, backed with a lifetime comfort guarantee.